1998, the white paper was issued. That was a time when the industry was controlled by the multinationals, and we were at loggerheads about opening up this industry. And then we signed this charter on the 2nd of November 2000. It was the first time the new entrants in the industry, particularly black-owned, black-controlled, black-managed companies, signing an agreement with the multinationals, as well as the Sasol of this world. But the real problem with the charter that we had there is that we didn't have a scorecard like now we have in the codes of good practice. There was one single goal that the charter had. 25% of the ownership of the oil industry will be in black hands. In 1996, Africa Oil was formed. The first black-owned, black-managed, black-controlled empowerment company in the oil industry. And then in 1997, Excel Petroleum and TEPCO were formed. In 1999, Worldwide acquired 20% of Engine, and then Engine acquired 45% in Africa Oil. So there was an alignment. 2001, the Mine Workers Investment Corporation and the Women's Development Bank did the deal with BP, 25% ownership. 2002, the African Legend did a deal with Chevron, 25%, but at the same time, Tebe Investment acquired 25% of Shell. Masana also did a deal 2005 with BP, and then 2006, Dr. Maduna with a consortium called Tsariswano, they acquired 25% of Sasol Oil. 2008, Sasol Limited transferred 10% of its equity into BE, the big deal called Inzalo. And in 2014, Tebe acquired 20% of Shell downstream. So now we're in 2016. We need to align the charter with the BE Code of Good Practice. I think we still have to focus on women and skills. Access, particularly to the logistics infrastructure, retail transformation. In fact, retail is the biggest challenge in terms of transformation in the entire country.
There's a very interesting debate raging about BEE and its merits, its intentions, etc. There are many shortcomings and many weaknesses, etc. in BEE. But those of us who pushed for BEE as part of government policy and eventually as part of law had one major concern. By virtue of history, the white minority would continue controlling the resources of this country with obvious implications for all of us. If we acted recklessly in the way we handled our acquisition of power thanks to our numbers, this country would not be where it is today. The pace has been slow, I have no doubt about it. In the heads of many people, BEE means the over-enrichment of rentiers will not be found among the people that were empowered through tourism. The other thing that I was instructed to do and achieve was to set up the Part-2 Trust, intended to benefit even those who ordinarily would not be involved in any business whatsoever. Then indeed the banks came forward, because they were seeing the guarantee, they were seeing the proper coordination of this whole thing called Solisano and the syndication of the activities. June 2006, deal signed and sealed. Oh my dear God. We were hit by the worldwide recession. We are still before the 10th anniversary of the signatures on the shareholders agreement. The final dividend we declared as this company, Sasol Oil, was 2.234 billion. And 25% went to Torisa, and that enabled us to flatten the A-press completely. But I can tell you, there is a smile on every participant's face now.
Let me just reflect on how we came about with our own deal. The Tosabo Consortium was established to purchase just over 25% of total South Africa. We put together a situation in which all the employees of Total, black and white, are going to be participants. We have to have this consortium on the basis of some form of a seed cash. And that seed capital was about 2 million rands. And we said, please do not borrow it from a white man or from a white bank. If it's a ladies consortium or ladies, please do not go to men. And so we were able to buy our 25% of Total South Africa. Total then and ourselves established a thing called the Joint Marketing Committee. And the Joint Marketing Committee took some contracts which we felt were affirmative procurement sensitive. Within a couple of about 2 years or so, the company grew about fivefold. We were sitting at 50 million liters, and TCS was able to pay its own debt. And that, in fact, was an incredible amount of victory for empowerment from our perspective. We then decided at some stage that we've got to get out of the coattails of just empowerment and really dovetailing with the industry's government's macroeconomic policies of creating a metamorphosis from BEE to broad-based BEE into black industrialists. The problem that I'm facing today, if I may say, is the scarcity of government in taking the policies forward, because all the policies that we established a long time ago, they need to be put in practice. I think that we were able to really make these strides purely because we seriously had a SAPIA that was extremely active, and the ministry that was very, very active as well. My view is that we need to find a will within the South African society of corporates who are going to say, we come into the party, just like we did with the Charter. The thing that made the Charter to be a very successful piece of legislation was because there was a will within the multinational oil companies and government and aspirant entrepreneurs like myself and Maurice at the time to really make something out of this whole thing.
The government is trying to regulate the industry, does not really understand.
We are talking about moving the goalposts from 25 to 50, maybe. This economy is fundamentally reliant on investment. So we've got to somehow balance this pressing need and clamour from our society for empowerment with this need for investor certainty.
Business can't function without a good degree of certainty. In order to move from this 25% to anything above that, let us remember, there's no charity organization that's going to give people money. They've got to raise it if they don't have it. So I don't know where the money will come from, but I certainly would not want to imagine government taxing us to empower people further, because there are needs and demands the government is confronted with. I would rather that it directs its money there and not to empowerment. But business itself has got to be sensitive to the problems we're facing, the challenges we're dealing with, and the imperatives of this country. What do we do with the whole panoply of services from the refinery through the gate up to the gate itself? Are there opportunities there? My answer is yes, if you look hard enough.
There's a huge opportunity in procurement and supplier development. And in fact, that is where we can grow this economy and development of small and medium enterprises.
Where we are in South Africa, for a refined product shortage point of view, the economies of scale, will only make sense if you reach a refinery that's going to pump in the north of 400,000 barrels per day. That can be consumed in this market. And our economy is not growing to make that particular refinery that can be sustainable and economically viable.
If you want to be a leader in South Africa or in Africa today, you have to think and act way beyond yourself. And you have to think way beyond your own personal needs and your own. So you've got to grow beyond yourself. And you've got to look at the context, the community, the country and the continent in which you're living. Because unless we all share in the benefits, none of us will win.